come on. It's been like a year. Coming. Hold your moss horns. I'm not sure why you're calling at this time of... Welcome back to Quebec Corner. Wait, what? Connor? My name is Connor, and today Whoa. You're really just skipping over the fact that you've been missing for a year. Where have you been? I'll tell you about it another time. It's not important to the canon right now anyway. What? I hope you've all had a fantastic year, and without further ado, let's get back to talking about Hytale. We've got a lot to catch up on, and lots more to cover this year, starting with an interview. Last month, I got to speak with actual Hytale team members, questioning them on development and work life at Hypixel Studios. It was recorded live, so bear with the bad audio quality. I've tried to clean it up as much as possible, and it does get better over time. Here's how it all went.
Hey, so how are you doing, Buddha? How is life? How are things?
I'm good. It's end of year, and I'm just looking forward to hanging with the family. Feeling good.
For those who don't know, do you want to maybe just give a quick one sentence of who you are, sort of what you do in general for Hypixel Studios?
Yes. I am BuddhaCat, and I am the community coordinator and social media manager of Hypixel Studios in Hytale. So anything that you probably have seen, I helped organize and do. That's me. That's what I do.
Just to be specific, you don't work at the office, right? Do you work remotely?
Right. Yes. Yeah, I don't work in Derry, unfortunately.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've seen a bit of footage from the office, and it looks really cool. I was gonna ask, is that scene becoming a bit more busy and livelier as things have been going on, and as obviously we've wrapped up from a bit of an odd 2 years?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, keep in mind, I don't work at Derry HQ. I've had the pleasure of visiting once before, and honestly can't wait to go back. However, the team is obviously growing. Shout out to my ops and QA peeps. You guys are all amazing. And I'm sure you guys saw the latest LinkedIn post. I was getting shared around via Twitter and Reddit, where the office was fully decorated for the holidays. And honestly, that picture kind of sums up the atmosphere and vibes there. Is just getting increasingly more cozy and lively, and yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things when a workplace environment, just the longer that you sort of work in something like that, the more routines you can get into, and it becomes something that everyone becomes a bit more familiar with, and yeah, it's really cool. You work a lot on the social media side of things. You do a lot of the working on the postcards and stuff. And obviously on the YouTube side, I analyze that stuff kind of quite
yes, you do.
Quite harshly, and try and look at every detail to try and find Easter eggs, so to speak. I just wanted to take this chance to maybe ask if there was perhaps an unfound Easter egg in a prior screenshot you worked on that maybe I haven't discovered yet, I haven't spotted.
Short answer, yes. But no spoilers. No spoilers. Quebec Corner.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, whenever we're producing some kind of screenshot or video or external media in general, we always try to take that opportunity to include some kind of fun Easter egg or just hidden goodies in general. It's always fun to watch the community and you and other YouTubers just analyze everything. Seriously though, it's actually kind of insane how fast people find these things. We'll put something in the background, sometimes even in the foreground, like the pigeon.
Every reply to the tweet.
Yeah, it's
just
within 3 to 5 minutes, we'll see some kind of YouTube clickbait thumbnail style picture with a bunch of red circles and arrows, and yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, short answer, yes, but I'm not gonna tell you which. That's not fun.
No, I think you don't want to spoil the mystery of stuff, and I think that makes more sense. I'm just gonna get more overly analytical now, knowing that that's the thing.
Everyone rescan all the images.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to do all of them all over again, guys. Oh, here we go. I mean, another thing I do kind of in a similar vein is, other than Easter eggs, I kind of try to come up with theories about, some of the, I guess, the lore and use whatever maybe in the postcards to try and figure out, oh, maybe this is a thing that's hinting at that, and you can't imagine just how wrong I probably am in some of those theories. But I was gonna say, you don't have to confirm which, you don't have to be specific, but are there any fan theories in general across the whole community that you've seen that are actually correct?
Well, I will start off by saying, first of all, that, like I said, we love seeing all that kind of engagement and community investment. I personally love reading. It's like one of my favorite things to do is reading through those types of theories on Reddit or various Discord servers. I think you and I were even talking about this the other day. But, I think one thing to keep in mind is that we are constantly coming up with new ideas. We're always revising things, and we apply a critical eye to everything we do. And because of this, Hytale's constantly evolving behind the scenes. Game development as a whole is a discovery process. I guess in a way, maybe if one of them or some of them were correct, they might not be anymore, is kind of what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
You wake up one day and the Quebecs aren't made of wood. Oh no.
Oh god. Oh no.
One of those moments. No,
hey,
yeah,
maybe if people
sense.
keep making the burning joke, who knows? We could be spiteful. Who knows?
What goes into the day of a BuddhaCat?
What I love about my job, I think the most, is that a large part of what I do is very reactionary. There's obviously dailies that I perform, like day-to-day monitoring and reporting, and just like the analytical side of things. But like the actual day of BuddhaCat can vastly change depending on what kind of project might be thrown my direction. And I work pretty closely with my manager, Chris. Shout out to Chris.
Chris,
You're the best. You got to meet him the other day, as well as Propsy, as you probably guessed, and everyone else probably guessed. And another thing that I really love about my job personally is that I literally end up working with like every part of the team. Whether that's art, audio, tech, ops, QA, so on and so forth. I get a chance to work alongside all of them in one way or another in some kind of capacity, depending on the project that's thrown away. And they're some of the most insanely talented people. So yeah, it's awesome. I will say this: when I first joined the team, I think there was only like 30 of us, and now we're well over 100 people. And there are members on the team that I played their games growing up, which is insane to still kind of wrap my brain around. Literally some of the most diverse and talented people that I have ever, and honestly probably will ever, get the chance to work alongside. I know it sounds like I'm like blowing hot air. The passion behind every single one of these members on the team is palpable. And I mean like everyone, no matter what side of the team, whether it's like recruitment or art or tech or the engineers, like whatever it is, the passion behind this project everyone has behind this project is palpable, and it motivates one another. That's kind of like this, it's like a weird symbiotic thing. But yeah,
that's super wholesome though. We as a community do understand, just how much the game and everything that means to, the people making it and working on it, and just how dedicated they are. And I think, one thing that is strikingly obvious is like when you see the trailer and you see like, footage of the office and you see all the fan art that's hung up on the walls and everything, just like decorating the place. And I think the community always gets like really excited when they see some of that stuff showcased. Give me an update, like how much fan art is like in the actual office now. Have you got like too much to hang up?
In a way, I mean, like, short answer, lots and lots and lots. Every month or so, someone from ops is messaging me to ask for some kind of high-res version of recent fan art, or just like a bundle of like to reach out to artists to get high-res versions. And I know that's because they're gonna go to the printers to get it framed and everything. And I also know that they're not taking any of the previous ones down. So we may end up needing a bigger building. Who knows? Just for the fan art.
You just get a whole building for the fan art.
Just a warehouse. Yeah. It would be our own little museum that we can walk around. Oh my God, that'd be like my favorite place in the whole world. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, I guess like taking it more broadly then, just in terms of working at Hypixel Studios, like what do you think is like probably your favorite work story, I guess, so to speak? If you have one.
There's a lot.
That's
the first thing that comes to mind is actually traveling to Derry, and I did that not so much as like a social thing or whatever. It was to film the Riot X Arcane video, and worked alongside Chris and a film crew. It was also the first time I was able to meet Noxy face to face. So like that, since the time of hiring, that was like years of not seeing him.
I was gonna say that's like 3 or 4 years, surely, right?
Yeah,
like, that's a long time. Wow.
Definitely. And he treated me to this out of this world Japanese Japanese food. It was incredible. It was also the first time I got to go to dairy in general. It felt surreal, high-fiving the wooden. I tweeted it like immediately, where I high-fived the wooden Quebec statue as
Finally
like,
got to do it.
yes, which I feel like is like a weird must that everybody feels like compelled to do. But yeah, and that project as a whole was incredibly fun to work on, whether it was assisting with the filming or just like working from my laptop to coordinate other assets with Propsy. Just a super rewarding experience all around. I loved it. Yeah.
What do you think is like the funniest, I guess, mishap or maybe incident that you can describe during like development and just being at Hypixel Studios in general? Like,
I don't even know. I don't know. This is the first thing that came to my mind. So like, I don't even know if it's necessarily even a mishap or an incident. But for me personally, I think it was probably the whole pigeon with a knife meme, because first of all, I wasn't even around for that. My son was like literally being born, and I mean that literally. Like I think he was actually being born in the moment they posted that.
the meme was born.
It's and he very much has that energy. He's 3 years old now, and
Dagger pigeon energy.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? Amazing.
For the record, speaking of, I feel like Chris is kind of like the semi-spotlight here. So again, shout out Chris. That was Chris. And Chris loves pigeons. And because you can be anything in Hytale, he chose the pigeon. And from what I remember of the lore behind this meme being created, he was just whipping daggers at the target, and Propsy just happened to catch it, while filming, which is it kind of happens often. And honestly, I don't think any of us anticipated that becoming such a staple meme within the community, and I couldn't be happier. So yeah, I don't know if that's a mishap, incident, or whatever, but that's the first thing that came to mind. Yeah,
I think that's actually a really good one. I think that's great. I love that. It's become such an iconic one. I think that, and then there's been some really good community made ones as well that are pretty good and up there as well.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever had, for like lack of a better term, a kind of like a creeper moment where you've unintentionally created something you really like by doing something accidental, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like the creeper moment. That it touches exactly kind of on the mishap thing, and not exactly, I guess, but the way the team approaches design in general means there's going to be lots of room for surprises and happy accidents. And we've even talked about happy accidents in the past in very, very early blog posts. I'm sure you remember. And so we definitely lean into those moments.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think with so many people and with the team growing, I think you'll just continue to encounter that. And then with such a creative community behind it, once the game's out, that's even more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm curious actually, so without specific details, just knowing what you do about the game yourself, what's your favorite nation or sort of mob factions backstory? Which you don't have to say the backstory, but which ones is your favorite?
Okay, I will first immediately answer that by saying no spoilers. You have no idea how badly I want to answer that. No spoilers, and I mean that genuinely, because we don't want to spoil things for people who will be playing this game. But I will say this for anybody who's watching too: Chorks might surprise you. So we'll leave it there.
That's interesting. Awesome. I guess, what, over the years that we've been sort of as a community, what's been, your favorite community moment? Considering you're, a community coordinator and social media person, what would you say is your highlight from the community so far?
There has been a lot. There's been a lot. Immediately want to go, this right now. But I think more specifically, the first Thankmas, because the event that you guys put on came right after some news that was disappointing for you guys. It was a blog post where we mentioned we weren't going to be releasing at that time, and it was also right at the trailer's anniversary. There was a lot of expectation in that moment. There was a lot of it just felt very heated in the community and completely unprompted. I'm constantly monitoring. I feel like I have a very good pulse on how things are going, what things are going to be happening. And this blindsided me. That event completely just took me by surprise. And I feel like when the first thing that happened, it just almost instantaneously, at least for me, when I was monitoring things, it felt like it diffused everything. It reassured the community that, hey, things are okay. Hey, we're okay. You know, it was just an incredibly wholesome, completely unprompted moment. It was extremely touching. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I would probably say second place is r/place, which
So good.
Shout out Powerbite.
VP Powerbite is he's just sensational. That our place stuff was crazy. I just remember how chaotic it was and how I wasn't there for too much of it, but I remember hopping onto the VC for a little bit and just how like organized everyone was.
Yeah,
it was just
yep.
so cool.
It was like an art, like military. It was awesome. Like I just remember like they coordinated with the One Piece community, which is one of my favorite animes of all time. So it was just awesome. It was chaotic internally too. I remember because there's a community channel that we have, and a bunch of us were also trying to coordinate our own pixels, stuff like that. So we were doing our part, I swear.
You mentioned going down to the office, which was really cool. I guess like considering the situation that everything's sort of returning back to a bit of normalcy. Like how has it been like with the team being able to meet up and be a bit more sort of active and stuff? Like how's that all going?
We kind of touched on this a little bit already, but I've had opportunities before where I was able to meet up with certain team members, for like Derry for the Riot X Arcane or the Golden Joystick Awards, various other projects. That being said, this was the first time I've had the opportunity to meet nearly the entire team just in one place. And it's crazy, kind of similar to what I was saying about Noxie. A lot of these team members I have been talking to, actually working with and talking to nearly every single day for almost 4 years. And so being able to see them face to face was, I don't even know what kind of words to say here, just kind of mind-blowing
moment.
Very, very emotional and just mind-blowingly awesome. Even for me personally, it helped me professionally. It helped build bonds with team members. It helped put things into perspective, and I walked away from that feeling completely rejuvenated. It's just super motivated, and honestly, I don't think I was alone in that sentiment. Yeah,
very rarely you get to experience something that powerful emotionally. With the team growing and everything and getting a bit bigger, like how are things different now, and how has it sort of changed and evolved?
We've had to mature a lot as a studio, and that being said, it's still Hypixel Studios. So though the team size is growing all the time, we're growing more diverse, the culture and the atmosphere remains. And, we've always said that we were on a journey to going pro, I think is what we always say. And it feels like that. That's what it feels like. We've leveled up. It's kind of like I'm a big kid now kind of energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I think that...
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we talk a lot about.
That makes sense.
To make sure that we're kind of all synced on that, yeah.
I think that's something that I think the community's always been very aware of as well, is your awareness. And it sounds weird, but...
Yeah, no,
so
sure.
I guess, I guess just to leave it off, how are things going at Hypixel Studios? What's the vibe? What's the vibe?
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Studios.
Yeah.
Things are chill. Things are chill, and I really do mean that in the best way possible. We're very busy. We're very, very busy behind the scenes, and feeling very confident. And all in all, I think it's safe to say that we're making really good progress. We're making great progress. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we're just always very, very grateful for the community's ongoing support and patience. I truly mean that. I also have just a tiny little present for you guys that we'd like to show you and anybody else who's watching. I do want to say before I give you a fun little thing here. Thank you for inviting me on, Connor, and everybody involved. This has been incredibly fun. We wanted to support a bit this year, be more involved. So we have a nice little thing to show you guys first. It'll be up on our own things in the coming days. But, you guys get to see it first. This is a lovely piece of art by our own Thomas Frick.
Oh! Sorry, I'm trying to do all the different reactions that I had last.
Yeah, in fairness, I showed Connor beforehand, and Connor.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
That's so cute!
These are our Chork buds.
Oh, wow!
Is that a little Chork baby?
It is a little Chork. Yes, it is. It's our little Chork bud.
That little man.
I do not want to say anything about this because I don't want Chris to come on here and virtually, digitally bonk me in the brain. But yeah, it is. We thought this would be a nice little treat for you guys. There is some fun things to analyze in this. I will say that. Kind of like what I was saying earlier. Chorks are fun. Chorks are fun. I think they'll surprise you guys. Yeah, can't wait to see maybe a future Quebec Corner video.
That new concept art really adds some more character to Trorks, in my opinion. I mean, just dissecting it a bit, there's 2 armored Trorks roasting a chicken, 3 armored wolves, which we know act as hunter pets, with another standing guard on the hillside. We have our first appearance of a baby Trork, or small Trork as dubbed by Buddha, with an eggshell on its head. I'm just trying to figure out whether Trorks hatch from eggs, or if this baby has a cracking appetite. You can see some strange trinket on this Trork here, and then we have a mysterious rune of sorts. We know from previous concepts that Trorks use these. I wonder if we'll have to just wait until release to translate this. A big thank you, of course, to both Buddha and Bob for joining us during Thankmas 2022. It was a pleasure to have them, a bunch of other team members in chat, as well as all of you guys, whose generous contributions and support, by the way, raised a massive total of $7,500. Can't lie, I was surprised considering the community had been a little less active recently, but I should have known you would all pull through. Look out for more videos soon. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and thanks as always for watching Quebec Corner. Are you ready for this? Stay safe and keep free.